So apparently following the video that just got released, if you guys didn't see that, man, I definitely highly recommend you check out that video of Andrew Tate that we just reacted to below. Apparently he has some more people calling out about this. So let's go ahead and see what she has to say. So apparently this is the woman that was in the video, and apparently she was 14 and 15 at the
The girl you start with is the most important girl. My first girl was so good, it was easy. So, Vivian here.
If you're new in this channel, I'm a care model, and webcaming is what I do.
That's how it started. I met Vivian in Slovakia.
I'm from Slovakia.
We had a long-term relationship thing. I was living in England. I moved her to England to be with me, to start doing my webcam company. She's completely head over heels in love with me. She wants kids with me, everything. And we met and we fell, whatever, we're in love.
I had lived with Andrew for years.
See, right off the rip, man, he did say they met in Slovakia. This is just another thing, you guys. Even if this did happen, like, it's in another country. And so I just don't think that, I don't know, at least from what I know, what happens in another country, especially, damn near almost 20 years ago type shit. I don't know, man. Age of consent is different in, like, America is has one of the highest age of consents of the world. And so this is what I try to tell people all the time, like when they talk about this shit, man. Every state has its own age of consent rules, and countries throughout the world, most age of consent start at like 16. There are some that are like 13, 14. And so when meeting in another country, especially in Europe, you guys, it's not against the law. In America, most definitely, but I'm just trying, like, you know what I'm saying?
And years.
So Vivian's been with me 6 years.
Once again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. This is the law. This is the law.
So he's been with Vivian for 6 years, right?
Vivian's like 21.
Vivian's 21. And at this point, he's been a girlfriend for...
So 15. So, you know, again, like, once again, like, it's just... That's bad in America, yeah, but they were in Slovakia or fucking somewhere in Europe. You know what I'm saying?
6 years.
Vivian's younger.
It means that they met when she was 15 years old.
Yes, the woman he has been up, it was nothing but a sex play. Consensual.
My friend, take a look.
Show everyone how pretty you are. Get on your knees and show everyone how pretty you are. Look at the camera. Show everyone how pretty you are. Show the camera your tattoo.
She's 14 at this. That's crazy.
What does it say?
Tate.
Why does it say Tate?
Because I'm his whore.
And it's supposed to say if she is 14.
You are my whore.
I've been camming for last 4 years. Next year is the 5th year. And I currently live in Bucharest, Romania.
Police have raided Andrew Tate's home in Romania, investigating allegations of human trafficking, the trafficking of minors.
Like, the thing is we've already been down this road, and he was exonerated of these claims, and the girls came out and said what they said about it. They favored him, and so in that case,
Trafficking of
you know
minors.
what I mean? Like, you can't really do much about that, especially if the girls vouch for him. And so in this video, they're comparing the UK grooming gangs versus Andrew Tate.
Girls were groomed, trafficked, abused, raped.
Formal charges against Andrew Tate include rape, human trafficking, the trafficking of minors, sexual intercourse with a minor.
I was 14 and 15 during this period when I was raped and trafficked regularly.
I asked around to my other friends and my classmates who were also 15, 16 at the time. And a couple of them also told me they received messages. It was a pretty well-known fact that he had kind of a network of young girls.
So Vivian's been with me 6 years. Vivian's like 21.
Vivian's 21. And at this point, been a girlfriend for 6 years. It means that they met when she was 15 years old.
Just as I'd found in Rotherham and Rochdale, the gangs of abusers used the boyfriend model of exploitation to lure in their victims.
The boyfriend trap is a type of exploitation when it comes to victims of human trafficking. It's also known as the lover boy method.
I'm accused of using a method of human trafficking called the lover boy method.
It's basically where someone is dependent, or they feel dependent on that person, gets them to fall in love with them, they then exploit them.
My MO was find girls, make them love me, and make them work for me. And that's how I got rich.
While my abusers threatened...
Okay. This kind of reminds me of something that's called NLP, right? NLP is neuro-linguistic programming. I read a book and this came from like the secret red pill book, shit like that, right? On how to become a better person in general. And it's a very good book, and I've kept the screenshot of it because if something ever happened to it, I think you can still Google it. It's nothing bad. But in NLP, especially the book that I have, NLP is creating a language and a formula and a routine for successful people and how they become successful. And so this idea of the lover boy method, it's another emotionally charged and like ambiguous word that people want to attach to, oh, you're grooming, oh, you're pedo, right? This is just something that works. Another thing called Influence, right? By Robert Cialdini, another good book, you guys. People create words and create phrases to identify certain specific things that exist in the world and that work. ICT, for example, he did not create the fair value gap. He just created the label of the fair value gap. Fair value gap always existed, right? Liquidity sweeps, liquidity voids, all that stuff that always existed. He just created a vocabulary to describe certain phenomena that occurred within price action. Loverboy method is just something that works, and it's a quote unquote method, something that you could actually use that actually works for people. And it's I mean, if you want to say it's grooming, then all of you guys out there who have had a girlfriend and you found out you didn't like her after a while and then you broke up with her, you're a groomer at that point because you wanted to be her boyfriend and you didn't like her at the end. Like, where do you draw the line is what I'm trying to say, right? Where the fuck do you draw the line?
And raped and violated me. They were also kind.
You cannot run this business through fear. And this is one of the biggest things people don't understand about the pimp game. Even street pimping. They think that you can do it through fear. That you can scare girls and you can intimidate girls. If you're going to scare a girl and put her on the street, she's just going to walk off and leave. You're never going to see her again. She has to respect you and love you.
That's right, lock the door, you knew I was going to beat the out of you. If you behaved, I wouldn't have to hit you, would I?
Did I say listen? Did I say listen to you? Did I say it? No. Did I say it?
In summing up today, the judge said it's likely that these girls will never recover from the abuse they have suffered. The way you treated them defies understanding.
The more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I loved how much you hated it.
I'm gonna tell you another thing too, man. I've been the fantasy of some wives, some dudes' wives. When you're doing certain role play, when you're doing certain things, words, you just say crazy shit. Crazy shit just comes out and says things, man. And you know, I just don't know, man. It's very hard to. It's really hard to kind of like see, like, I don't know, man. It's I don't know. I don't think it'll stick. I truly don't think it'll stick. And even if it does stick, I think it's still on some bullshit. I mean, Tory Lanez got locked up, even though I feel like he admitted it, to be quite honest. There still was no fragments or nothing like that. And so it's just kind of tough to really like, oh, he did it. Oh, he's bad. Oh my God, let's lock him up. I'm sorry, you guys. In 2025, I don't fall for the emotionalism of the victimization of women as much anymore. We've got to stop saying that a lot of women are just victims out here, and that, oh my God, the man is just so strong. He's so mentally strong mentally that he can control a woman. He can hypnotize her to do what he wants. Like, he's got a fucking clock and he's dangling it on her and it's actually working. Like, this shit is just so crazy to me. It's so crazy to me. If we really are going by the Pareto principle, where fucking, what is it, 30% or 20% of men are women, 80 to 100% of women go for the top 20%, and the 80%, lower 80% of men just don't really get any attention. They're just regular guys. If we're going off of that same narrative that women really want the top 10, 20% of men, then they're going to do what they want for those guys. That's still an intentional decision that they're making. here's the deal behind it, man. If we can, if we're continuously taking away if we're still going off of the victimization narrative, if we're still going off of that men are predators and they're psychologically fucking up these women and stuff like that, then we have to admit that women can't decide on things for themselves. We have to admit it that women can't run things for themselves. They need someone to make a decision for them. Because how does it always work when it's to the detriment of a woman, but it's never to just everyday things. If like it needs to go across the board. If she can't make an intentional decision on the person that she lays down with and sleeps with and has a romantic relationship with, and it's all because of the guy's influence and stuff like that, how can we not say that for a job? How can we not say that for whatever the hell she's doing? She just like I think that's dangerous. We just got a bunch of women out here who don't know what the hell they're doing and need to be told what to do. Then they need handlers. I'm like it just makes sense. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know, some of you guys, I'm probably losing you guys, but every time, think about it like this real quick. Let me just say it like this, right? And I'm gonna end the video. The next time we have some kind of victimization, oh, the guy groomed her, oh, the guy psychologically traumatized her, oh, the guy mentally did some methods and shit like that. Think about it from the other side. Okay, now, how could this woman intentionally stayed in this situation, knowing all the options out there, knowing all the guys out there that would have protected her, that would have stood up for her and did that? Why did she not go that direction? Why did she not? Because this guy that she stayed with, this guy was better than all the other options. She would much rather have gotten abused, much rather have been groomed than be with a regular nice guy. So it was an intentional indecision. She's a self-aware, conscious human who made that decision. Fuck the age. You can say 14, 15, 16, sure, I'll give that to you. But after 18, you guys, come on, you guys. And that's in America. That's in America. Once again, age of consent for the most of the world is like 16. So for Hispanics, it's 15. Quinceañeras, you're an adult at 15. So where you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. This shit just common sense ain't always so common, you guys. I'm not like I'm just breaking it down. I'm asking the simple questions, man. Some of you guys need to do stoichiometry and in chemistry and do AP biology. I did AP chemistry, I did AP biology, and I did calculus. And so I look at the world through formulas. You're supposed to critically think. The way to critically think is to approach a question, a problem from multiple different areas. You don't just stick with what makes it sound right. You don't just stick with how you feel. No, you need to approach it from so many different angles until you can continue to get more questions that break it down to the finest detail, and then boom, you're getting that from that point. Once you break it down, this big question to the smallest question that you can, you are the closest to the truth that you can get. And that's where a theory comes into play. Theory is not the truth, but it's the closest thing to the truth that matches everything up that we can get. So with that being said, Mr. Brother Trash, see you guys in the next video, man.